How can I help you? You're about to find out.
A lot of fans were caught off guard when Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, season 2, started showing Georgie's rougher edges. For years, viewers got used to seeing him as the cheerful, patient, supportive son and young husband. But now the show is putting him in situations where he reacts badly, makes emotional mistakes, or lets stress control him. While this shift might seem like the writers are trying to drag him down, it's actually one of the best decisions the series has made, both for Georgie as a character and for the future of the show. To understand why, we need to look at what this series is aiming for. Compared to The Big Bang Theory, or even Young Sheldon, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage is grounded in real-life pressure, real-life stress, and real-life growing pains. This is the first project in the franchise that isn't built around heightened sitcom humor or a child genius with exaggerated quirks. It's a slice-of-life dramedy about very young parents trying to build a life they weren't fully ready for. And for a show like that to work, its characters can't be perfect. If Georgie were always calm, patient, and endlessly supportive, the stories wouldn't feel honest. The audience wouldn't believe that someone carrying as many responsibilities as Georgie could walk through every storm with a smile. Showing his flaws is not an attack. It's realism. Why Georgie's flaws matter to the story. When Georgie lashes out at Mary for dating, confronts Scott behind Mandy's back, or goes after Feigenbacher in a not-so-heroic way, the show isn't trying to make him unlikable. Instead, these moments highlight the actual emotional cost of his life. This is a man in his early 20s running a business he didn't plan to take on, raising a child he didn't expect, managing a marriage he rushed into, and trying to hold his entire family together after George Sr.'s death. That kind of pressure doesn't just melt away, it erupts. By showing those eruptions, the show is fleshing him out. Georgie is no longer a cheerful cardboard cutout. He is a full, complicated, authentic human being. Why this actually helps the show's future? The biggest long-term mystery in First Marriage is clear. What causes Georgie and Mandy's eventual breakup, and who is responsible? Until now, Mandy has been portrayed with more obvious flaws. She's ambitious, she wants her career back, and she isn't always focused on the domestic life Georgie imagines. If the show continued leaning only into her imperfections, the breakup would feel one-sided and unfair. But by showing Georgie's weaknesses too, the storytelling becomes balanced. Now the audience can empathize with both characters. The breakup, when it arrives, won't feel like a case of one wrong person and one right person. It'll feel tragically human. Two people who loved each other but grew apart under heavy pressures neither of them was ready for. This balance is important because the show isn't a sitcom. It's a character study. And character studies need emotional truth. CBS finally remembers the real Georgie. For longtime fans of the franchise, Season 2's version of Georgie might feel like a shift, but it's actually a return. Early Young Sheldon episodes showed Georgie's impulsiveness, jealousy, and tendency to react without thinking. We saw him get frustrated easily. We saw him complain. We saw him act out. But because of Mandy's pregnancy storyline, Young Sheldon softened him in the final years. He became cheerful and optimistic, almost to a fault, because the show needed him to step up as a teen dad. That always happy Georgie wasn't entirely wrong, but it wasn't the whole picture. First Marriage Season 2 cracks that picture open again. The writers are bringing back the layered Georgie fans originally met, a kid who could be responsible and kind, but who also struggled, stumbled, and made mistakes. Why this makes the show more believable? Reality-based storytelling needs characters who feel like real people. And real people aren't purely patient and good-natured, especially when juggling parenthood, marriage, work, family drama, and unresolved grief. Consider these examples from Season 2. Georgie snapping at Mary for dating again. This isn't villainous. It's grief, confusion, and fear that his family is changing too fast. His confrontation with Scott, even though Mandy didn't want him involved. That's insecurity and protectiveness pushing him to make the wrong choice. His petty revenge on Feigenbacher. That's stress and anger overflowing. These aren't signs of a bad person. They're signs of a young, overwhelmed person dealing with life the best way he knows how. And that's the point. Why showing Georgie's flaws is good for the show's long-term health one. It makes the breakup storyline deeper and more believable. Both partners contribute to the tension, not just Mandy. 2. It keeps the show grounded in emotional reality. Perfect characters don't create good drama. Flawed characters do. 3. It allows the writers to explore Georgie's growth. You can't grow from perfection. You can only grow from imperfection. 4. It connects Young Sheldon's Georgie to future Big Bang Theory Georgie. The adult version we eventually hear about in TBBT is someone who has lived through storms, not fairy tales.